In farm news this morning, got a crop report for you. Weekly crop report out yesterday. Winter wheat conditions declined slightly in Kansas, but improved in Oklahoma and Texas, thanks to some much needed rain. That's according to the weekly crop progress report. In Kansas, wheat rated 41% good to excellent, 17% poor to very poor. In Oklahoma, winter wheat's condition went to 44% good to excellent, 15% poor to very poor. For Texas, winter wheat improved to 55% good to excellent, 10% poor to very poor. Also in Texas, corn planting was at 14%, 37% is average. Now, there was some spring wheat seeded in, believe it or not, far southern South Dakota last week. Why? Well, because they could. Regular weekly crop progress reports for all ag-producing states begin in early April. Honey production in the U.S. soared last year to 178 million pounds. That's almost 1/5 more than 2013. Does this signal an end to colony collapse disorder? Well, there were 2.74 million colonies producing honey in 2014, up 4%. Honey produced per colony was up 15%. Honey prices also increased to a record high, 216.1 cents per pound. Meanwhile, those bees are getting a little more TLC from their owners. Lee Martinez reports on what is being done to make the pollinators' world a better place.
Honeybees in this Oakdale, Stanislaus County orchard got a clean bill of health from notable bee experts. Almond grower Mike Silveira attributes rows of mustard he planted for keeping his bees healthy.
It provides a food source, nectar for the bees to actually take back to their hive to feed their young or their brood.
The Honeybee Health Coalition, made up of horticulturalists, scientists, and beekeepers from around the U.S. and Canada, think planting more food in the areas where bees do their work may be the key to saving more of them.
Honeybees will, of course, be able to pollinate almonds, but what do they eat? What pollen and nectar do they get? So having a nutritional benefit from these other plantings helps not only almonds, but the rest of California agriculture.
The coalition is only a year old, but the collection of bee researchers believe a small external parasite is killing bees. Saving a small bug from an even smaller bug is difficult, but good nutrition may help.
As wonderful as California sounds in February and March, lots of times there's nothing blooming when these 1.8 million colonies of honeybees come in to pollinate almonds in California, so this extra nutrition really boosts them up.
Now, that external mite that she spoke of is the Varroa mite. This year, beekeepers will have a new miticide to combat the effects of the Varroa mite on honeybee colonies. The White House Initiative on Pollinator Health instructed the EPA to expedite review of registration applications for new products targeting pests harmful to pollinators. Oxalic acid has been registered in Canada for in-hive control of Varroa mite since 2010, should be available in the U.S. this year. An agency of the World Health Organization says it ranked the herbicide glyphosate as, quote, probably carcinogenic to humans. The International Agency for Research on Cancer categorized glyphosate one rank higher than possibly carcinogenic to humans. That category includes cell phones and coffee. Now, there was quick response from many ag groups criticizing this group for ignoring, quote, a vast body of relevant information, including dozens of detailed genotoxicity studies, animal bioassays, peer-reviewed publications, and regulatory assessments showing no evidence of carcinogenicity. Monsanto introduced glyphosate back in 1974. It's time now for Technology Tuesday, brought to you by Total Ag Industries of Hillsboro. Federal Register has published how to make comments on proposed rules for the Federal Aviation Administration, amending its regulations to allow small unmanned aircraft systems, or drones. Now, these changes would address the operation, certification of the operators, registration, and display, and registration marking display. If you wish to submit a comment online, you have to do so before April 24th. Go to www.regulations.gov and follow the online instructions for sending your comments electronically. You can also fax comments to the docket operations. Number is on the screen there, 202-493-2251. And You can mail your comments to Docket Operations, M30, U.S. Department of Transportation, 1200 New Jersey Avenue Southeast, room W12140, West Building, ground floor, Washington, D.C., 20590. And that's our Technology Tuesday this morning. A new study confirms that farm bill payments for U.S. grain farmers will peak with the coming 2015 crop. The Food and Agriculture Policy Research Institute, based at the University of Missouri, said ARC spending, or average revenue crop spending, is greatest with the 2015 crop at about $6.5 billion, but declines to $3.4 billion for the 2018 crop. FAPRI estimates in its 2015 U.S. baseline briefing book that $3.9 billion in ARC and PLC payments for last year's 2014 crop would be made after fiscal 2016 begin October 1st. Now, the Institute said it expected average corn prices to recover to $3.89 per bushel for the 2015-2016 marketing year because of reduced U.S. production. Continued large global supplies would pressure wheat to $5.17 and soybeans to $9.29. FAPRI expects milk, hog, and poultry prices to fall this year as lower feed costs and record 2014 prices boost production. Cattle and beef supplies tight this year, but prices will begin to decline next year as beef production starts to expand. That's our farm news this morning. It's 4:44. We're taking a break, coming back and checking the forecast. What kind of weather is coming our way?